At 4, Rip City returns. You are taking a live look at the Rose Quarter today, where K2 is bringing you all the action on the Portland Trailblazers opening night. Here we go again. Are you ready for this?
I'm always ready.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. We are here outside the Moda Center for the next 3 hours, preparing for the fans to come in and enjoy this tip-off happening at 7 o'clock.
It is set for 7. The Blazers taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Good team. Remember last year, they were very tough. We have lots of stuff planned for you tonight, including live interviews with the Blazers front office and analysts as well. Also talk about all the new stuff you can find at the Moda Center this season. Also going to have some fun with these two guys. I hope we're going to have fun anyway. You recognize these two, Tyree and the G-Man. Good to have you guys. How are you two feeling on opening night tonight?
I don't know how I can't feel excited. If you didn't wake up today, scream Blazers basketball and scream out the end drum of somebody, then you're not feeling this, because it's a great time. It's a great time for the Rose City, and I'm not going to make no predictions yet, but I feel good about this team. G?
I feel strong about this team. Better than last year for sure. There's a lot of expectations about this team, but I'll tell you what, I almost cried this morning.
Really?
Why?
Yeah, I just love NBA season so much. I'm a sicko. I be watching like 5-6 games a night.
Okay.
You need a hug.
No.
Later. I don't want to ruin your makeup.
Let's talk about some big news. Damian Lillard, of course, in Portland, but not playing because of his injury. So either one of you, I don't know who wants to take this question, but what are some of the 3 things that we need to be watching for this season?
Well, I think you mentioned the first part about Damian Lillard, and I understand his presence isn't going to be what folks expect it to be in kind of a coaching mentor role, but that'll also be big because he'll be able to see things. He'll be able to coach when Scoot Henderson's able to get back on the court. And he'll also be able to contribute with Drew Holiday, have that veteran connection, and contribute to these young guys on the team. G?
I think the other thing that a lot of people don't realize outside of Portland is his community impact.
Yeah.
He's everywhere. You go to basketball camps, everybody talks about Damian Lillard. He makes a huge impact on the city. So I'm excited to see that again, and how the Blazers not only use him outside of basketball, but also integrate the younger guys, like you mentioned, to be involved in the community as well.
I want to talk about Young Hansen. Am I saying the name correctly?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir, you are.
He's getting a lot of chatter in the preseason. This guy, a lot of people talking about this guy's next being the very good big man for the Blazers and perhaps in the whole league. What are you seeing with him?
I think it's going to be an interesting year as the center play for the Blazers, because not only you got Young Hansen, you got Donovan Clingan and Robert Williams, but he's, getting back in conditioning at the moment. But that center play between Young Hansen and Clingan is going to be interesting. Who's going to be the starting center 25 games from now, 50 games from now? It's going to be a good battle for the Blazers, just because I think each other are going to keep each other accountable, and it's going to be good.
Personal note on that, I loved your interview with him talking about all the video games he plays.
Oh, yeah, he's like huge.
He is fun, right?
Yeah, he's a fun guy to interview for sure.
That's the best way to say it, fun guy type deal. I mean, and you also don't want to forget about Toumani Camara.
Yeah.
Camara has been insane. His rise from last season, the beginning of last season, to what he is now has been incredible. He is definitely talked about as one of the top 100 players in the league right now, especially defensive-wise. This team is built on defense, and he'll be leading that charge coming this season. So it's going to be interesting to see how many charges he takes tonight from like Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards, things like that. He led the league with taking charges last year, so I'm excited about 2G.
And he also, didn't he just get a big extension too?
4 years, 80 mil.
Big money, man.
Motivation.
He could pay for this set tonight if he really wanted to. He's got that type of money, but it's good. Him and Shaedon Sharp both signed 4-year deals, so
I'll tell you what.
That expensive? Okay. I mean,
it's close.
Yes, I know. Okay.
I'll tell you what, last thing, I told you off the air, but I'll tell you right now. I think Toumani Camara will be first-team All-NBA defense this year.
Team.
Yeah, I think he has the ability for that, and he has the roster for that this year.
No. I ain't gonna knock that. That's true. You seen Toumani play now, Steve. Come on now.
He's a good defender. Hey, you guys stick around. Lots more to come from you throughout our live coverage, so stay with us, will you guys?
Yes, sir.
All
Come
right,
on
thanks.
now.
Okay, we want to talk about some other things that are happening then you will experience here at the Moda Center as a fan this season. One of the things you're going to notice right away is when you arrive, new murals throughout the Rose Quarter and inside Moda. The Blazers worked with 8 local artists to create these stunning art pieces, and many paying tribute to Portland's roots. Others highlighting 2 of Portland's iconic neighborhoods, Hawthorne and Alberta.
One of the biggest changes you'll see inside the arena tonight, or throughout the season for that matter, these massive end zone video boards with over 7,500 square feet of screen space. Now, the center hanging scoreboard also over 55% bigger. The team says this was all done to enhance the fan experience. And tonight, fans will also be getting T-shirts at their seats. Who doesn't love a T-shirt when you show up, right,
for
Deb?
sure. Well, you don't have to be here to cheer on the Blazers, although we would love to see you, so you can stop by and say hello. You can watch games on our secondary channel, KUNP, on the Rip City TV network all season long. It is free with the on over the air with the antenna. It applies to most of the 82 games scheduled. Some games will be nationally televised, including on K2. So if you have Comcast, Dish, or another service, check KATU.com for instructions on how to access the games.
And then after the game, of course, catch Rip City Wrap-Up with our good friends Danny Marang and Joe Simons. They're back for a brand new season of highlights and analysis.
Okay, if you're heading out to the game, you might want to bring a light jacket. This one, you needed your jacket tonight.
See, let me just explain something, if I can. Deb's been making fun of me because of the heavier jacket that I have on right now. You call me sensitive, I know.
It's a nice term. It's a term of endearment.
Preparing for what may be coming later.
Okay, well,
Meteorologist Dave Duletzke is in studio tonight, tracking tonight's forecast. For people coming to the game tonight, Dave, what can they expect?
I dress more like Deb, not like Steve. We're not expecting an Arctic air outbreak, and that's all there is to it. I mean, you look like you're ready for an Arctic air outbreak. We do have increased clouds across the area, folks, and we may see some light scattered showers between now and the end of the game. But as you can see over on the Oregon coast, our live camera there at Lincoln City, reporting overcast skies this hour, 57 degrees temperature. How about back here in Portland, up on top of the Standard Insurance Tower? It's partly to mostly cloudy skies, 64 degrees the temperature. Why does Steve have on a down jacket? In the meantime, we'll see what's going on weather-wise. We do have a weak system moving in tonight. It's going to bring some increasing clouds into the air, maybe a few light rain sprinkles. But that area we have circled out there in the middle of the Gulf of Alaska, that we're keeping an eye on. That is going to be our atmospheric river, bringing much heavier rain and windy conditions into the area, beginning as early as late tomorrow night and certainly going into Friday. And again, we're talking some fairly gusty winds developing by Friday on the Oregon coast, with wind gusts upwards of 30 to 35 miles an hour, even higher wind gusts possible on the exposed headlands. We'll talk more about that and have all the forecasts for you in about 10 minutes. Steve, Deb, back to you. He's sensitive. He's very sensitive.
I have another jacket just in case you need it.
Okay, good. Take care of him, Deb.
Hold on a second. Do you guys remember last year? In the crew, how many crew were here last year when we did this? Do you remember how cold it was at the end? Do you guys remember? Yeah, they're all shaking their head. Yes, Dave. So there.
Steve, remember last year? But I also told you.
This does feel good.
I told you earlier, Steve, it's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. But obviously you didn't listen.
I should always listen to you, Dave. Hey, but I can tell you this, we have a lot more coming up for you, including an interview with Coach Chauncey Billups. You're going to want to this is why his fifth season feels like a new beginning for the team. Plus their growth mindset as a group. You want to hear that interview tonight. We'll also be breaking down the new food options at the Moda Center this season, including, get this, Deb, deep-fried PB&J and alcohol-infused ice cream, among other things. We're going to tell you about Sunday Family Fun Days. This would be good for a lot of folks out there, which they call the ultimate kid-first experience. We're going to hear from Blazers analyst Michael Holton. He'll be joining us soon tonight. And the founders of a women's sports podcast that's set to make history at a Blazer game 2 weeks from tonight. It's all still ahead right here on K2. And welcome back, everybody. We are live outside the Moda Center for the Blazers' home opener against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This starts season 56 for these guys, and a lot of excitement building around here tonight as well. Somewhere out there is Tyree and the G-Man. Yeah, I know. We talked to him a few minutes ago.
All right, well, let's go find where they are and take it away, guys.
All right, let's see here. We're live.
Well, we're here. We haven't moved that far. We're in front of the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. And we got a special surprise, right, Tyree?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We got guests, folks. We got to give guests. We got fans. My friend Jonathan here is joining us right now. Big-time Blazers fan. And I was about to say, show off the jersey a little bit. Show off the jersey.
I got my backpack on, but yeah, you want me to take it off?
I'll hold your backpack.
Oh, you'll hold it off?
Drop it on the ground.
Okay. You know, I got to represent for the Blazers, man. They're going to come kill it tonight.
Okay,
so, I'm excited.
Who's the player that you're most excited to look out for?
Damian's going to come do his thing, man. Yeah, he's going to come. I know he's going to light it up. He's going to shoot all the shots, get all the points, so I'm excited for that.
Whenever he gets here, right?
Whenever he gets here.
Name me another player. Give me another player that you're going to look forward to tonight.
Man, honestly, I don't want to name one specific because it's all about the team.
Oh.
It's all about the team. They're all going to come out and they're all going to play if I can't shine one light on one specific person. So, you know, I can't
Coached by Chauncey Billups.
Elite ball knowledge.
Elite ball knowledge. Jonathan, we appreciate you, brother, so much for joining us, man. Good luck on, hey, enjoy the first time here at the new screen and everything. Should be fun.
Wait, actually, one more question.
Yes, sir.
Give me one message to Blazer Nation about this season.
Kill it, dominate, conquer, show them who we are, baby. Let's get it.
This guy, I love this guy.
Hey, we need that type of energy in the Moda Center. Appreciate you, brother. Have fun tonight.
I just need my bag back. That's all.
Here you go.
Give him the bag back.
I wasn't going to take it.
Oh, my gosh. G and I out here live outside the Moda Center. It should be fun. We'll have a lot more for you. Click Clack podcast coming up later and at 4 p.m. Back to you, Steve, Deb.
Hey, Tyree and G-Man, before you go, when the temperatures start to drop tonight, which we know they will, we've got some hand warmers for you if you need them.
I have more for Steve.
So just keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Unc. Thank you. Need that.
Yeah, we're going to need those.
You got it, buddy. Always looking out for you.
Well, anytime I come to a game, I always wait to eat dinner until I get here. The food is always so great. In fact, we want to find out what's on the menu. No trip to the Moda Center is complete without some game time treats. Earlier this month, we got a sneak peek at the new food and drink available to fans this season. Steve mentioned a few of them earlier. Some of them include Iron Strike Smash Burgers, Ranch Pizza, Tipsy Scoop offering alcohol-infused ice cream. And on the 300 level, you'll find deep-fried peanut butter and jelly. That's from River and Rose. Wonton avocado crab nachos at the baseline stand on the event level. And rotating burger of the month special at all crafters stands.
As if you need more, also new at the Moda Center this season, the Blazers are launching Sunday Family Fun Days. Select Sunday home games will feature face painting, interactive games, and fun zones throughout the entire arena. Families can expect a new family value menu and Bloody Marys and mimosas available for parents and anyone 21 and up.
Well, the kid-centered experience will happen 4 times throughout the season, aligning with 3 p.m. Sunday tip-offs. Those will be November 30th when the Blazers take on the Oklahoma City Thunder, December 28th versus the Boston Celtics, January 11th against the New York Knicks, and March 29th when the Blazers host the Washington Wizards.
Now, with the Trailblazer season just hours from tip-off, we want to know what you think about all this. What are you most excited about this season? The team, arena improvements, the food, new experiences? You can weigh in right now by scanning the QR code you see right there on your screen. You can also vote on our website, KATU.com.
We are live outside the Moda for the Blazers' home opener against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, we just saw a father and his son walk by just now and get their jerseys
Their
on.
gear, they're ready to go.
All ready to go. Earlier this month, Blazer head coach Chauncey Billups sat down with us for an in-depth conversation about this season.
In fact, he talked about why this season feels like a new beginning for the team. Take a listen.
5th season as the Blazer head coach.
Yeah.
I know you're excited every year that you come in, but is there something this season that excites you maybe a little differently than seasons past?
Yeah, I am, I am always excited because I know the work that's put in the summertime. But this year is a little different. I really do feel like this year is like, it's like this year is the beginning, if that makes sense. We went through some tough few years, some pretty lean years, but for good reason, it worked out. What byproducts of those tough years are Shaden Sharp and Scoot and Donovan. You get Tumani in the process of that. You get Denny in the process of that. So those painful years worked out.
Yeah.
We got some incredible young players, and I really do just feel like this is the beginning now. I've gotten better over time, I love where we are. I love where we're at. So that's what I'm most excited about in my 5th year is just, one, I've grown a ton. Our guys have grown a ton. And, we're just starting this out now, in my opinion. So that's what really excites me.
Well, that was just part of the 1-hour interview that aired on K2. You can watch the full Rip City chat right now on the K2 News YouTube page.
You know, we promised you we're going to have superstars on the set. Look who's here. Former NBA player, current Blazer, TV studio analyst, Mr. Michael Holton. How you been?
I've been great. I've been waiting for this moment.
Well, tell us how you You'll be waiting again for next year we do this. Let's talk about the Blazers this year, because everybody's thinking this might be the year they slip into the playoffs. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it's definitely on the radar. You look at this team and you look at this year, and the defense will be improved for one particular reason. In the starting lineup are 3 point of attack defenders in Drew Holiday, Toumani Camara, and Deni Avdija. And when you have one of those guys, you can build your defense. When you have 3, you can really build a foundation.
Is anybody feeling the pressure specifically tonight?
No, I don't think anybody feels pressure. I think everybody feels excitement till the other team scores, you know, and then all of a sudden it gets real and you start dealing with the game within the game. But right now, I just think the atmosphere is just one of excitement, because the roster, and, you know, you look at 2 guys signed extensions, Shaedon Sharpe and Toumani Camara, young talent. There's just all these pieces that are falling in place. Damian Lillard is back in the fold with his leadership. You know, Chauncey and the general manager got new deals. I mean, everybody's just looking at the stars aligning.
You know, speaking of Damian Lillard, it's going to be tough just watching him sit on the bench the whole season for all of us who love what the guy can do. But how much can he assist in his leadership alone?
You know, that's going to be interesting, because Damian Lillard is one of the most clutch players the league has ever seen. And I think everybody in the Blazer fan base understands that. The question you're asking, that I think everybody's asking, is can you impart that to somebody else? Can Damian Lillard help others on the team develop that clutch gene? I don't know that that can happen, because that's just generally not how it happens. But leadership can be communicated, and situational awareness can be communicated. And that's the perspective that Damian will always bring.
Obviously, we're excited. We're doing all our newscasts out here tonight. The fans are excited for the home opener. Tell us about the player's perspective. What does the home opener mean for the player?
The player is just ready for you to throw the ball up, because all off season you've been adding things to your game, because what you do as a pro is, during the season, you do what you do best as often as possible. In the off season, you add, you develop. And so now they want to see what they've added to their game put to the test. So players are anxious about opening night, because they really want to see, okay, have I got better in this area? Have we got better in this area?
Here's a question for you. You're going to be doing some more analysis this year, of course. Is there one particular game you're looking forward to?
That's a great question. Yes, OKC.
Oh, yeah.
You know, obviously they're the defending champions, but I've been saying for years that if I could only pay to see one player play, it would be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, yeah, no
because
doubt.
of how he plays. And so my wife always accuses me of not being a fan of anything. I think I'm a fan of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because he represents the right way to play the game.
And a lot of folks, again, picking them to win it all again this year, but we'll see what happens.
Only time will tell.
Good to see you.
Good to
Come
be
back
seen.
anytime, Michael Holton. We appreciate you.
Well, there's a local organization becoming the first ever women's sports podcast to go live at a Portland Trailblazers game.
Yeah, this is big, too. I've heard a lot about this. I want to hear more now. K2's Tyree Smith and Guillermo Motta are joined by one of the co-founders of Clack podcast to tell us about this unique event. Go ahead, guys.
Well, you know, I got distracted. This is on me. I'm sorry. I saw the nachos, Mexican food, and I was like, I'm getting hungry.
I was about to say, this is your fault.
My bad. But we got Lauren Duletzke here, co-founder of Clack podcast. Of course, we've featured on K2 before. You guys got an event coming up November 5th. Kind of a big event going on. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So glad to be back. Love being with my friends from K2. As you can probably see, my co-founder, Jackie, former WNBA player, is not with me today, but we are so excited because we are going to be the first women's sports podcast to go live at a Blazer game ever. We'll be at a pregame show, so come join us on November 5th. It's against OKC. Great team, reigning champs, right? And we're going to talk about 365 basketball in Portland, youth basketball. We're also going to welcome a former WNBA player onto the panel. It's going to be a great time.
Sounds like a blast.
I know. Here's my question. Are you nervous?
You know, I I mean, always a little bit, but it's more excited energy because I think it's really special that the Blazers are welcoming, women's voices in this way to really talk about what it means to make this the best basketball city in the world, because I truly believe it can be. You see what happens at the youth level and how excited these girls are. It's so exciting. So I hope lots of dads of girls come as well, who are raising their girls in basketball, and it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and there's a deal going on, which is $49.99 to get a ticket for this live event, but also it gets you into a Trailblazers game. Yep. And also you get a shirt, right? Can you tell me a little bit about behind that, the concept of the shirt, the design? I think we have it on screen a little bit short, but can you tell me a little bit of that design, where it came from?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been working really hard behind the scenes to design something we feel is really important, which is community. The community around basketball is so exceptional, especially here in Portland. And so it was designed by a former Nike designer, Gladys Stolis. She's on our team. She's incredible. And it's really meant to really celebrate everybody who's part of this community. And if you come to the game and come to our show, you actually get the first drop ever. And huge thanks to our friends at Portland Gear, because they are going to be the apparel provider for these special shirts. And then hopefully they'll go on sale in the future, but we're hoping people really love them, and it makes us all feel part of a deeper community here.
I'm curious, what do you hope these young fans, because a lot of young girls are going to be watching, a lot of athletes come to that game to watch you guys. What do you hope it is that they get after that?
Great question. I really hope that they see a world for them where basketball can always be with them. Sports can always be with them, whether they're a Jackie, like my co-founder who's a former WNBA player, or a me who's really just a passionate fan who's raising a girl in sports. Like, there's a space for you here. And you can find friends, you can find community, you can find competition, all the things that sports do to make you feel great. So that's what I hope they get out of it, and I hope they get some inspiration too.
I know we got to go real quick, but you were telling me, if you can tell me in 10 seconds the deal that's going on for these tickets.
Yeah, absolutely. So $49.95 for the pregame show, the t-shirts, and a Blazer ticket. So pretty good deal. And if you go to our social at It's Clack, we are going to be running a BOGO. So first 10 people to buy tickets tomorrow will get a free ticket. So it's a pretty good deal.
Awesome. Appreciate you so much, and we can't wait for November 5th against OKC. We'll see you guys on K2 News at 5. Back to y'all.
Guys.
You got it. She did a nice job.
Great job.
Great job up there. Hey, women's sports, big time in Portland now. In fact, next year, Portland will have a women's team playing right here at the Moda Center. Recently, the Portland Fire named Alex Sarama as their brand new first head coach.
And the Fire's general manager says Sarama represents the next generation of coaching and aligns with their vision to make Portland really a hub for innovative women's sports. Sarama is no stranger to Portland. In fact, she previously worked with the Rip City Remix. The Fire is one of 3 incoming WNBA franchises. The team will make its official on-court debut at Moda next year. You can reserve your season tickets now by placing a deposit at WNBA.com/Portland. Seat selection for the 2026 season begins November 1st.
And by the way, you can find a K2 exclusive conversation with the Fire's general manager about her vision for the franchise and what fans can expect in the months ahead. That's on the K2 News YouTube page.
Kevin Kinghorn, Chief Marketing Officer for the Portland Trailblazers.
I envy this guy.
Fun job, right?
It's a fun job. Kevin, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You got lots of new stuff. Let's start with what fans will see inside the arena. Tell us about that.
So we spent a summer installing new LED boards. So we have 12,800 square feet of new digital boards. So that includes the center hung and then 2 really incredible end zone boards. They changed the entire vibe in there. It is really impressive. So we're really excited about those.
How much bigger are they now?
Well, the end zone boards didn't exist before, so they're new to the NBA. I don't think anybody has anything quite like it, but they're massive. And it's a great experience for everybody, so there's not any bad sightlines anymore. And what we've really focused on doing with those, obviously atmospherics, and then helping with things like opens, and then those big player moments and pumpers, but putting stats on there. So a big focus for us. We have an award-winning broadcast, and we do an amazing job of educating the fans, giving all the information they need to know about the game. We'll be using those to do that for the fans in the arena.
And obviously highlighting some great extensions that we just saw this year, Jaden Sharp and on. So that's going to be exciting to see them on the court.
Yeah, we're really excited about the team this year. obviously some talent on the court, but having Chauncey back, having a really clear identity, I think this is going to be a really fun team to watch, a team that Portland can be proud of. Really good human beings, and we're really excited about the season.
I'm also excited about Damian Lillard, of course, being back. Unfortunately, he'll be on the bench for the season. But tell me about the impact, though. That still has just even having him inside there tonight.
Yeah, huge for our team, but also huge for the city. You know, we held a rally a couple of weeks ago in downtown Portland, Pioneer Square. It was incredible. The amount of fan support, there's just so much love for him, just a great ambassador for the city, but also huge for the team. You know, Chauncey talks about having that veteran presence and helping sort of mentor some of the young guys, and you see that at practice all the time.
You must be super
great.
energized in your job. I mean, Portland Trailblazer fans are some of the best in the nation.
Yeah, you know, we talk about this. There's a relationship that goes back like 50 plus years, and it's different than in other markets. You know, our campaign is Rip City Runs Deep. There's a relationship that runs deeper here. It means more to people. I think that there's an element of pride that runs both ways, and I think that's real with the team that we've got on the court. Like, really care about the city, really want to be here.
Yeah, you can feel it. Kevin Kinghorn, thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Excited for the season. I'm sure you are too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thanks for coming by.
You bet.
Joining us to usher in the new season is, guess who? Portland Trailblazer digital reporter Casey Holdahl. Casey, nice to see you again.
Great to see you as always.
Well, let's talk about this season, because a lot of folks are talking throughout the NBA, talking about this team, thinking maybe we step into the playoffs this year. What are your thoughts on it?
I think that that's a realistic expectation. I feel like, you know, after a few seasons of rebuilding and really kind of like trying to take the right steps in order to build the roster the way they wanted to build it in the right way, I think we're now to the point where the team, I think, expects to be more competitive. And I think as a part of that competitiveness, I think they expect that to at least be in the playoff race or the play-in race, I think is a very legitimate expectation for this team. So I think from the organization to the fans, I think there's a recognition that there's a lot of progress that was made last year, particularly in the second half of last season. And I think people are expecting that the growth that they made in the second half of last year to really carry over to the start of this season.
So there must be a shift in the attitude if you're thinking that already. So what is the biggest change that you've noticed from last season to this season?
I do think there's a shift in attitude. I think part of it is, I think when you add a veteran like Drew Holiday, I think your expectations are that, you know, he obviously brings a championship pedigree, a veteran leader. I think that really kind of changes your expectations for what this team can do. I think Toumani Camara coming off a second team all-defensive honor, which we haven't had since Theo Ratliff 15 years ago. I think that also leads people to believe that we've really made progress on the defensive side of the ball, which the team has. And I think that's one of the things, too, where, you know, for the last, even when the team had success, you know, 10 years ago, it was usually through the offense. And I think people always looked at the team and thought, like, well, yeah, we're a pretty good offensive team, but if we can't play better defense, what success can we really have? And I think with this team, that's not the case. I think we've seen they went from, I think, 25th in defense 3 years ago to, I think, 23rd in defense the season before that, and then 16th last year, which is almost average. I think we're also expecting another bump this year. So I think between the skills and the talent they've added and the maturation of players like Toumani and Denny and Shaden, I think really has people feeling like, you know, this team is really ready to take that next step.
You've been covering this team for a very long time, Casey. Chauncey Billups, he's been here since 2021. How much pressure is on his shoulders going into this season now?
You know, I would say not a whole lot, actually, because I feel like with Chauncey, it was really last season where, you know, he was in a contract year, and the expectation was, you know, if the team doesn't perform better, like, what's going to happen? And I think he really showed last year through the moves that he made, particularly in the second half of last season, that he's really come into his own as a head coach. And I think he really feels like he now has the experience and the credibility to really make the decisions that he wants to make. And, you know, sometimes in the NBA, you know, guys have contracts and, you know, there's expectations about what kind of player they're going to become. And sometimes those kind of things can interject themselves into the way that a coach decides to make decisions. That may not be the decisions that he would make. I think Chauncey's to the point now where he feels very confident that he can make those calls. And I think we've seen, particularly the second half of last season, that he is more than up to the task. So I think Chauncey is feeling great about this season.
Casey Hole, good to see you again.
It's great to see you. Same time next year.
We should dress up more. Look at this guy. Look at
Very kind of you to say. My mom would agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see you, Casey.
You too.
And with the return of Rip City also comes the return of Rip City Wrap-Up, our own post-game show on KUNP, where we talk all things Trailblazers.
And guess who's here? Co-host of the Rip City Wrap-Up, Mr. Danny Marang. We love seeing Danny, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to hear that from somebody. You know, it's one of those things.
We always enjoy, particularly on this night, because you get really excited for opening night.
You know, this off-season has been so crazy with so many different transactions and so many different things going on. It didn't feel like the season was here even during the preseason. I was talking to Mike Schmitz, the assistant GM, as I walked onto the floor this afternoon, and I went, okay, now it feels like it's here. You know, it just, the new video boards, the T-shirts on the seats, it feels like there's real juice in the building. And it was just like, there it is. Like now we're here, and it's cool to be back in the building.
What's the vibe with the team this season?
You know, all the other media members, we've all been kind of talking over the last 5-6 years. There's been so much turmoil and changeover and inconsistency, whether it be the roster or injuries or so many different things. And now it feels like that they're on stable ground. There's a foundation that they're going to build forward with. There's an identity within the team. It's defense, it's physicality, it's tenacity. You know what you're going to get on a nightly basis. Now, wins and losses are going to come and go because it's still a very young team, but the identity is physical, it's defense, and having that to kind of build off of, it's so different because it's been murky at best over the last couple of years, and there's so many different storylines coming into the season, whether it's Young Hansen as a rookie, Shaedon Sharpe as a starter, Donovan Clingan as a starter, the addition of Jrue Holiday. That's before you even get to the basketball game. The amount of things that we have to look at and analyze and discuss, there's just stuff, and it's nice to have that because it's been a long time, and that's without even talking about the return of Damian Lillard, who I've heard he might be the first guy introduced tonight to kind of set the tone for what the crowd can expect. So there's just the tone of everything is it feels like it's back, and it's there's life in it again.
You bring up Damian Lillard. What does it mean just having him sitting on the bench along with those young players and guiding them along?
You know, Danny's my guy. I love him. You know, I covered his whole career here, and him coming back selfishly was really cool for me. And so I know for those guys that he's out there with, it means so much to them. And he's a guy that if you're an active participant, if you're a willing learner, he's just going to pour into you. That's just what he does. That's how he is. And that's what he kind of set out his mind to do. I've talked to him over the last couple of months about, how are you going to handle this return from this Achilles injury? And he said flat out, he's not going to play this year. He is not going to play. Well, be smart, Dame. But he really genuinely believes in this team. He believes in the style, the mentality, having all these multi-positional wings, a defensive focus, and he thinks that when he comes back next year, they can be something special.
I'm going to tell you, before we have to go now, but Rip City Wrap-Up. Deb and I want to come on the show sometime.
You guys are welcome anytime.
I'm right there in the studio.
Look, it's your building. You guys come on.
Have they invited you before? Wait a minute. Okay.
We may have had a discussion about her being show mom, so that did happen.
Happy to be.
Good to see you, Danny.
You too, guys.
Again, you can catch the Rip City Wrap-Up with Danny Marang and Joe Simons coming up after tonight's game on KUNP. That's channel 2.2.
We are back live outside the Moda Center, which means you've survived 3 hours outside the Moda Center.
I don't know how I did it, Deb. It's a miracle. Let's go inside of the concourse now. We find Tyree and the G-Man. I understand you guys talked. How did you get anyone to talk to you guys? That's the big question.
Look at them. They want to talk to this guy. They don't want to talk to me. They want to talk to this guy.
I think there was some money involved. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, what money? You got money?
It's $5. I'm just playing. But we do have a fan here with us live. We have Stephanie Castillo. Welcome in. How are you?
Good. I'm feeling great. This is such a great, beautiful day here in Portland, Oregon. I'm really excited. Blazers are on fire today, so I'm excited about the sign that I made. And, got this fun little tattoo
decked out
as well. So, yeah, I'm a Fires fan as well. So, Blazers, fire, let's go.
Okay, I got a question. Do you have a favorite player you're excited to watch tonight, and why?
Yes, Young, number 16. I'm so excited. We love a fresh new face. We love, the energy he brings and all that. So let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I see your excitement, but you talked about the fire. Are you excited about having the Blazers end the fire 365 basketball in Portland?
Yes, it would be nice to have both fans, both fans from different sides coming in and being able to enjoy two different atmospheres with, it's just a different energy, you know? So, yeah, I'm really excited for that.
There you go.
Steph, we appreciate you so much. Go ahead and cheer on Young.
Yes! Let's go!
And it's going to be so excited. Also, the Rip City wrap-up. Season 2 returns right after on KUNP after this game, after the Blazers get a W. They're going to get a W, right?
Hey, what does Kodak Black say? I hope so.
They're getting the W. We'll have a full recap on K2 News at 11. Make sure you tune into KUNP for the game and in the Rip City wrap-up Season 2. Live from the Moda Center, Tyree Smith.
Guillermo Motta.
K2 Sports.
Go Blazers.
Yeah. And go Blazers. Yeah. Put that on a stamp. Tattoo it on your arm. I don't care, but go Blazers.
Thanks, guys.